All right, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I want to share this video with y'all. This for all my ladies. This is advice to my ladies. All right, now this video is very important to me because I have three daughters. And of course they're going to be watching my content. So I want to teach you how to avoid house husbands, right? You need to learn how to avoid them at all costs. Remember, when you are vetting for a man, right, you want to make sure that he has good character and high level productive skills. It's not about how much he makes at that current time. That's not what matters, right? It's not about finding some millionaire or finding some $100,000. Is he productive? Does he like to stay productive? And is he always actively seeking new ideas? Not you pushing him towards ideas, but it's more so about you paying attention and seeing what he is interested in. And when y'all have these conversations, match up what he says with what he does. If he says, okay, yeah, in a month, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and by next month, he's actually completing those goals, you may have you a winner. But if he's always saying stuff and it just no productivity behind it, then we may have some issues. So I'm going to share this video with y'all about this 28-year-old guy. He wound up moving his mom in because she needed help. He wound up finding out that his mom was married to another guy, and it sounded like a complete lie. Like she was finessing her son to get her and her father and her and the husband in the house, right? So she's trying to finesse her way to get her and her husband there. Now, of course, I don't see no son having a house and not allowing his mom to stay there, right? If my dad needed a place to stay, that's automatic, right? Now, in this situation, I'm going to just go ahead and play the video.
I let my mama and her new husband move into my home because she was struggling financially, right? A month later, her husband done sat me down and have the talk, asking me to pay rent in my own house. Now, I'm appalled. See, I'm a 28-year-old man, not on a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. It ain't much, but it's in a nice neighborhood. I worked hard and saved hard to get it after staying with roommates who wouldn't flush the toilet, who wouldn't clean the toilet, who wouldn't wash the dishes. You get it, right? After all that, I saved money and finally got my own spot, which I like. It's nice. I'm happy with it, right? I haven't even been staying here for long when my mama called me. My mama called me with that old somber voice. Give me an old sap story, son. I hate to be calling you right now, but my landlord selling my condo. I done stayed here for 8 years. I don't have nowhere to go. I looked at other apartments and everything that I can afford is in a bad neighborhood. I just need to come stay with you for a couple of months until I get on my feet and I have enough money for first and last month's rent. Blase, blase.
First and foremost, I want to say shout out to this young man. He's in his late 20s and he has his own house. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that. Young black man doing his thing, taking care of business. Obviously, he was on the right path. Obviously, his mom, did the right thing, helping him get in the right direction. Or he might have did it on his own. It sounds like to me his mom is a straight finesse, right? But let's get into it.
And I, of course, don't have the best relationship with my mom. My dad left when I was 7, and I saw him maybe twice a year after I got older, didn't see him at all. And after that, she had a span of boyfriends. One guy which she married, which was all right for a little while, but he never made her happy. And then after that, just on and off boyfriends, right? But that's still my mama. So I said, you know what, Mom? That's fine. You can come stay with me until you get your money up. Oh, son, thank you so much. I promise I won't be there long. Maybe 6 months in total. Cool, Mom. That's fine. So She show up, right? She show up with her stuff. And it's a man with her. It's a man with her driving a U-Haul truck. I ain't never seen this man before a day in my life. She introduced the man to Derek. She said, yeah, this is Derek. This is my new boyfriend. I said, oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Derek. And she said, well, I got to be completely honest. This is my husband. Oh, okay. But don't worry, he's just here to help me move in if you don't mind. Actually, I do. But you got a lot of furniture and stuff. I'm not going to say no to any help, but I do mind. But all right, that's fine, right? So we moved the stuff in, me and Derek. Derek, stay for dinner. I said, okay, that's fine. Derek, spend the night. I said, okay, that's fine. Derek done been there every night that she done been there. Oh, Derek stay here too. So I cornered my mom and I was like, hey, I thought you said Derek was just helping you move in. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. His lease was up, and since we're married, I figured he'd just come with me. I'm sorry about that. He also didn't have nowhere to go, but don't worry, we're going to get out of here soon. Okay, fine, Mom.
I want you people to recognize and understand what this is. This is called dishonesty. The mom was being dishonest with her son about the current situation, because why you didn't say that before you moved in? She probably thought her son was going to say, no, I'm not moving this man in the house. I don't even know him. I don't care if that's your husband or whatever. Like, he is just finding out that his mom is married to this guy. But she first mentioned and said, I'm going to be staying. Now, all of a sudden, she kind of on the sneak tip allowed him to stay for dinner, start spending the night and whatnot. That's called dishonesty. Because now, once the son brings it to her attention, she's like, oh, well, his lease is, so now all of a sudden his lease is up? No, he's a house husband, right? He has low production levels for a man. It's unproductive. Can't make things happen.
That's cool. That's great. So
we're going to get into the advice, ladies, in a minute.
Realtor, financial, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what he do. Something in that realm. So he gets up about 6 a.m., goes, come back home around dinner time. And sometimes he brings food for us. He brings takeout, which is cool. That he shares with everybody. Mama been making homemade meals sometimes, and I ain't had that in a while. She also started doing laundry and stuff like that. So it ain't been bad having them around. Derek also fixed the garbage disposal that was making a funny noise. So I was like, you know what?
As you should.
A few months ain't gonna hurt, right? So it turned to the first 30 days. On the 32nd day, on the dot, the 32nd day, my mom was showering. It was early in the morning. My mom was up there showering. Derek came, he knocked on my door. He said, hey, can we talk? I said, okay. Step up my room. We go into the kitchen. My mom's still up showering. You hear the shower going. And Derek says, hey, we need to talk about the financial situation in the house. I want to make sure that everybody's contributing their fair share. And I said, okay. He said, well, after looking at the layout of the house and measuring the cubic meters and what you use and what we use, or square foot, whatever the fuck he said. After measuring the area that you use and that we use, it's determined that in order to be fair, you should pay us $800 a month in rent. I said, rent in my house? He said, yeah, it's only fair. Your mom's been doing all the cooking and cleaning. I've been fixing things around the house, and we started picking up some of the bills. It would be right for you to contribute as well. I said, hey.
This is one thing you got to understand about a house husband. He is a cold finesser. And it's going to be hard for you to see where he's coming. It's going to be hard for you to see him coming.
Yeah, Derek. Think it over. You got a couple of days. So, after that, the household seemed a little cold. Nobody was talking. Nobody was making dinner anymore.
Hold on, I
I
accidentally
let my
skipped.
mama and her new husband move into anger. So I immediately go to my mom. I get to my mom before he get to her. I say, hey mom, did you know about this rent thing that your husband got going on? She said, well, looking all shocked inside of. Well, yeah, he did say something about talking about some type of financial thing. So yeah, he just wants to know, make it fair. And I said, he said he want me to pay rent to y'all in my own house. She said, well, he's very good with money and those type of things, so maybe you should listen to him. I said, y'all are staying here for free. The agreement was for y'all to save up money, you specifically, because I didn't even know he was coming. You to save up money, that way you can have first and last month's rent to get you somewhere to stay. That was the agreement. She said, I don't know, sweetie. And walked away. Wanted me to think about it. They want me to think about it. So I said, you know what? Think about it, right? I called the realtor that sold me my house because she said if I ever need to sell, to let her know. So I called her and I was like, hey, what would the market rate be if I wanted to like rent out my house? She said, well, in your area, for your house, if you were trying to do like a bedroom thing, you could probably get by $1,400 a month. I said, oh, $1,400 a month. Not bad. I started calling a few leasing agents to see about getting this done. And I called 3 before I got to the last one. I got to the last one, I talked to a man named John. And I said, John, I'm thinking about renting out my house. He said, okay, cool. We can help with that. We can write up an agreement and we take care of everything. We just want 10%. And I said, okay, well, I already got some tenants. He said, oh, that's even better. We can, write it up. You got tenants as our retainer. And I said, okay, the tenants are family members. He said, oh, okay. Well, we can get something done. We can get something done. So he said he was going to come to the house Monday, right? So I went back and I talked to Derek. I let him know. I said, hey, you know what? You're right. We do need to talk about the financial situation going on in the house. He said, oh, great. You're finally on board, huh? And I said, nah. Seeing as though y'all been staying here for free and y'all are using my space and y'all are taking up this much square footage of my house, that would actually cost about $1,200 a month. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to start coughing up $1,200 a month in rent. He said, what? No, we're already taking care of all this other stuff. And I said, no. I was taking care of that stuff before y'all got here, and I can take care of it even while y'all are here.
Ladies, that's how house husbands think. They think that they can just compensate for you going to work, busting your tail as a woman, that they could just do everything that a woman does or everything that a woman was designed to do that's in her biological nature. They believe that they can compensate for that. Oh, she's getting up, going to work every day. Well, since she's doing that, of course I have my time to play video games, watch the sports games. I'll be able to watch the kids while she go to work. I'll be able to cook. I'll clean. I'll do all of these things while you go out and work your tail off like a man.
However, since y'all aren't saving money, since y'all putting so much toward the bills, and y'all staying here for free, I figured, I'd look around and see, the market value going around, and yeah, 1,200 seems about right. He said, well, me and your mother, we're gonna have to talk about that. We're gonna have to think about that. I let my mama and her new hood. My girlfriend went through my yeah, Derek. Think it over. You got a couple of days. So,
before we get into this next section, I want to say that stop taking advice. Stop taking advice from people who only criticize you when you pick losers, ladies. When you pick losers, Stop listening to the people that criticize you, but don't give you the real tools to stop picking them in the first place. See, the difference with me and a lot of other people who create content and they speak on relationships, speak on the gender dynamics between women and men, they don't give that advice. See, that's the difference. I'm not just here to clown you about your choices. I'm here to give you the blueprint to spot these dudes a mile away before you waste your time, your body, your energy, or worse, your money. You know what I'm saying? It's a cold game out here. And some men are going to lie to you and tell you whatever they need to do until they get comfortable and then they tap into your emotions. Because let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way real. Do you really want a house husband? Do you really want a nigga on your couch? You know what I'm saying? Playing video games while you out working. I'm talking about a dude that's sitting on the couch all day, controller in hand on the third round of Call of Duty while you breaking your back paying rent. No, that's not having a leader. I mean, well, it can be a leader. He's leading your ass to go to work while he stay home and chill. That's a liability. That's like signing up for another child, but one that can't even clean up after himself. And listen, men lie in the beginning. Don't let that shock you. That shouldn't be a shocker. It's difficult for the average man to get boxed. The average man, right? You know, not niggas like me. I'm married now, but not niggas like me. But average men, yeah, it's hard for them to get boxed. In our nature, we crave it. So the average man gonna do almost anything to get it. So you think he won't lie? Come on now. Don't be a silly rabbit. Don't be a silly rabbit. Most dudes are not pulling up telling you, hey, I'm broke, I'm lazy, I'm not ambitious. I'm looking for a woman to take care of me. Now, in the beginning, they got game, they got riz. You know what I'm saying? They have good charisma, right? Which I tell you guys all the time, have good charisma, but don't be lying to women. You know what I'm saying? If you only want the box, say that in the beginning. Either she got to respect it or she don't. Don't act like you're going to be this best man in the world and then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, you plan her to the left. Stop doing women like that. You know what I'm saying? Only certain women need to be done like that. And that's the low quality women that I like to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And they'll lie. Yeah, I'm working on this business idea. Meanwhile, his business is waiting on you to give up the cat. Once you give up the cat, boom, mission accomplished. He got what he wanted. Now he's comfortable. Now he's relaxed. Now he's chilling. You know what I'm saying? Controller in hand. You know what I'm saying? And if he's incompetent, if he's an incompetent male figure, he gonna stay comfortable. Right? And now you just stuck with somebody who don't even bring half to the table. Men are more strategic than you think, ladies. 10 times more strategic than you think. Once that house husband captures you emotionally, oh, city boys up 2 points. City boys are up 2 points. Yeah. He know how to scout a responsible woman. He could see that. He could see that type of woman a mile away. So what should you pay attention to? Right? Let's finish this video, and then I'll let you. I'm gonna go ahead and give you some thoughts on what you need to pay attention to. Remember that.
A little cold. Nobody was talking. Nobody was making dinner anymore. It was just basically strangers living in a house together, right? Monday, guess who showed up? John.
So they stopped taking care of their responsibility, the stuff that they was doing, because now they're not getting paid. Look, that's anytime you living in somebody's house. I don't care if it's your mom and dad house. I don't care if it's your child house. I don't care if it's your cousin, your friend house, your god brother, who. If you living in somebody else's house, you want them to love the idea of you staying there. You should be doing random stuff all the time. I'm gonna go ahead and cook. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the house. Especially if you're not out working. If you're out working, then you need to go ahead and make sure you provide bills. But the video is about house husbands, so
I went and got Derek, went and got my mom, and I said, hey, I got somebody here ready to speak to y'all. John came in. He said, hey, how's everybody doing? I'm here to discuss the rental agreement. Derek said, huh? What? We never talked about a rental agreement. And I said, oh, no. Remember how you were saying, things need to be financially correct between everybody and that we need to get some type of rent established? Yeah, he's here to do that. Hi, my name's John. Listen, fair market value around here, $1,400. I heard you guys are looking to rent the master bedroom. Derek says, $1,400? What? Thought it was $1,200. We can't afford that. And I said, oh, no. Don't worry. I'm here to look out to make it fair. $1,200, John, $1,200. Yeah, for the master bedroom, they can have the bathroom and everything else is like a common area. Oh, okay, great. Well, yeah, we're here to set it all up for you to make everything official. And then Derek says, we don't need anybody to make it official. This is a family matter. John said, oh, no. When it comes to this, we are the best. I love John, by the way. We are the best. See, it's hard when it's between family members to make it.
I would have told my mama, look, this nigga gotta go. Fam gonna have to get up out of here.
Fair and put everything down. That's where we come in as the middleman to basically make a fair agreement and make sure everybody's on the right page, because it's hard to mix family and business.
See, it wouldn't even been all of that if it was just his mom there. His mom would have been there and it would have been that. But now you got this nigga in your home and he trying to dictate shit. Like, come on, man.
Man, that boy need a raise. Derek said, choked up. Him and my mom started bickering back and forth. And Derek says, don't worry, we don't need it anymore. We'll get out of your hair. I looked at Mr. John, gave him a handshake, thanked him for his time, gave him a little tip. He left. That was Monday. Friday, that same week, they were gone. Now, I don't know if I like how quiet the house has become because I've gotten used to all the chatter and commotion, but it does feel good not to have to pay rent in my own house. Yeah, Derek.
Hey, that was well played. Well played by the young man. He is, to be in his late 20s, that's what you call a man. He on his stuff. And I want to congratulate you again, young brother, for standing on business and being a young black man and having your own home. That's so important. So what you got to pay attention to, lady, is ambition level. See, a man with no real goals he's showing you his ceiling early. If every time you ask, what's the plan? And he says, man, I'm just taking it day by day. I'm just trying to figure it out. That's a red flag within itself. Life ain't supposed to be lived on shuffle mode, right? This ain't no shuffle mode, right? You want a man who knows what song he's playing and what the sound of the tune is like. Let's be real. Another thing you want to pay attention to is work ethic. Some men are too comfortable being comfortable. I can't even call them men, right? Incompetent males. You ever seen somebody who works just enough to get fired, but never enough to get promoted, right? Or stay there long enough to get the yearly annual raise? That's the same energy that he brings to life. Use your instincts, ladies. Hey, he'll do just enough to survive, but never enough to thrive, right? Another thing you want to pay attention to, financial habits, right? Pay attention to how he handles money. That's very important. If he listen to me, he'll know how to handle his money. If he's living check to check, blowing money on shoes, bottles, and video games, but got no savings. Come on, sis. That's not a potential provider. That's a potential spender. That's a potential house husband. That's the man who'll have you covering bills while he flexes in his Jordans. Instagram got the freshest fit, got the freshest chain on, freshest J's, all that, but can't afford nothing. Another thing, excuses over execution. Does he always find reasons why he can't? The boss don't like me. The system is against me. I ain't got the right connections. He has a victim story every single time you talk to him. If every story ends with a blame but no results, he's rehearsing excuses. You know what I'm saying? Don't build interest based off what you see. Build it based off what he does over time. So this is not something you're going to be able to figure out real quickly. Like us men, we're able to figure out whether we're gonna put you in two categories real quickly. Almost based off the first conversations or the first few conversations, we're going to put you in a category. Yeah, she here for a long time. Or no, she here for a short time. She here for a busted baby. You're a busted baby. If he quick to ask you what did you bring to the table before even showing his cards, he's prepping to lean in on you, right? That don't mean he want to take care of you. And it's not all about taking care of, right? Y'all supposed to take care of each other. It's all about building each other up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of ways you could be able to figure this out, right? If he ain't learning, reading, trying new skills, or asking questions, you know what I'm saying? That's stagnation. It don't sound like he's trying to elevate. A man with no curiosity, he can't grow. And if he can't grow, neither can your relationship. Nothing is going to be able to grow. His income can't grow. Y'all can't grow together, right? And you're only going to go backwards. The older you go, the more expenses go up. Kids may start getting involved, right? It's all about hobby over hustle. If he invests more into Xbox, sports bets, or clout online than he does into building income streams, that's not a man building a future. That's a man stuck in boyhood. Incompetent males, right? There shouldn't be no comfort in mediocrity. Some men are fine just getting by. Rent paid, food in the fridge, smoke on the table, and they good. You know what I'm saying? That's not hunger, that's settling. You can't build a legacy with a man who already stopped climbing. He has to continue to be climbing. It should never be enough for him when it comes to productivity. It's not about getting by. What is he stashing? What is he saving? What is he investing? He should be working, hustling, and investing. That's what real men do. This is what I preach all the time. Work, hustle, and invest. It's how you should carry yourself is important too. I'll flip it back on you because here's the truth. If you don't carry yourself right, then you'll keep attracting these types of men every single rip, every single time. Set your standards early. Don't shrink your requirements out of fear of being too much. You know what I'm saying? Your standards are like a filter. They keep the low effort men out. Watch his consistency. Anybody can impress you for 30 days. The real test is month 6, month 12. You know what I'm saying? What does his discipline look like when nobody is watching? Nobody's around. What's happening when nobody's around? You know what I'm saying? Value actions over words. Because ladies, that's how your emotions get connected to things. What happens is your emotions get connected to beautiful words and the social butterflies and the way things sound. Pay attention to what a man does, because a man may not have his words right. He may not be a social butterfly and make you tingle inside, but his actions may be something different. Talk is free. Anybody can say they got big dreams. Execution costs energy. Watch what he does. Protect your energy. Stop playing savior. You know what I'm saying? Only reason why you should be playing savior if you got a bunch of kids and you got a nice job. Because it's hard for a man to step in and you got 6, 7 kids and you basically got to pay for a man at this point. If you over a certain age, you know what I'm saying? If you over a certain age and you got a lot of kids, you're going to have to get to the bag yourself, and you got to pay for a man. A house husband is for you. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of women. Always lead with your femininity. Guard it with wisdom. Be soft when it's safe. But when those red flags pop out, be sharp. Cut that situation off before it drains you. Remember, you have to learn how to build with a man. You and a man should be building. Now I'm gonna make this plain analogy. A relationship is like a business partnership. You know what I'm saying? Of course, one has to lead. The man should be leading. But think about this. Would you ever go into business with somebody who has no plan, no hustle, bad spending habits, and excuses every single time something that go wrong? No, you say, no, you're not about to ruin my credit or my brand, so why treat your personal life any less serious? And look, spotting a future house husband ain't even hard. The signs are right in front of your face. You know what I'm saying? The signs are right there. The problem is too many women ignore him because the man, he may look good. He laid down the pipe right, or he said the right things. But if you ignore the patterns, you signing up for struggle. Yeah. I thought I had another video that I wanted to play for y'all, but this video already starting to get long. I've been cooking, trying to give you ladies game. But yeah, my main advice, stop letting words smooth you over. Override sloppy actions. If he's not consistent, not accountable, not hungry for growth, let his ass go. Make sure you work, hustle, and invest. Peace. I'm Master Quency. I'm up out of here.